Hi guys, welcome back. I'm sure you have done your exercise through first video where we have set up successfully the VPN connection between AWS and simulated on-premise network. Now in this video we are going to extend the same setup. In this case we would have another EC2 instance on the right side where it would be a private subnet again, and we launch one more instance, and then we have to make sure from this instance we can also reach to this AWS side of the network. Now this connection will actually flow through this router on the customer side, which we already configured using Openswan, because we are just now trying to simulate the real life use case. It's not just one machine, but there will be bunch of machines on the in the customer network. So let's do that. Let's extend the current setup. What I'm going to do is create one more subnet, this time private subnet in the North Virginia region. So let me go back to my AWS console. Let me go back to the VPCs. I already have one subnet there. I'm just going to create one more subnet. Let me call it VPC-B private subnet, and AZ I'll select A or B, does not really matter. CIDR 10.200.0 I already used, so I'll use 1.0/24. Also I will create a route table for this private subnet. I will call it VPC-B private route table, and as of now I'm not going to add any route to this. I'll tell later what routes to be added. Just make sure you associate with the subnet that you just created, which is this, and save it. Next I'm going to launch one EC2 instance inside this new subnet. So let's launch Amazon Linux machine into VPC-B in private subnet. Make sure you select the right subnet. Most of the things are default. Let's call it EC2C, and security group. Now again I can select the existing security group, but if you see this diagram, the only way to reach this server as of now is from this machine. So I'll log into Openswan server and then we'll SSH to this machine, and then from here I'm going to this side of the network. So that means I need at least inbound access to this machine from this Openswan machine. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say EC2C SG and SSH from either first subnet, or I can rather make it 10.200.0.0.16. Review and launch. Okay, it will take some time for this instance to be up. By that time we need to do certain things. If you see this diagram now, this is it's going to act as a router, and it has to forward the traffic which is not really for itself. That means from this instance, or from this instance we have to reach to this instance. That means return traffic will always flow through this router in between, and EC2s are designed in a such way that by default they will only accept the traffic which is either source or destination for itself. That means it won't accept the traffic if either source or destination is not this EC2 machine. But here it will act as a router, and that's where we need to disable this source destination check setting on this Openswan server, and that's what I'm going to do. This is my EC2B router. Go to the action, go to the instance settings, and go to this networking and say change source destination check, and you have to disable these settings. Make sure you do that. If you forget to do that, your traffic is not going to flow through. One more thing you need to do. Now this machine is essentially acting as a NAT. That means any traffic which will be flowing from EC2C to EC2A is flowing through EC2B, and that's where it has to accept all the traffic coming from this particular IP address of this machine. And if we are going to say enable ping or SSH, like from EC2C wants to SSH to A, or EC2C wants to ping to this, all traffic is flowing through this guy. And in the security group, you need to open those ports for IP address of this subnet or this particular IP or whatever you choose. What I will be doing is I'll just go to the security group of my router, and I will just edit the inbound rules. As of now, we only have inbound rules for the traffic coming from the AWS side of the network, but this time we will also need, say, all ICMP traffic from 10.200.0016. I'm just putting the wider range so that tomorrow if you add new subnet, that should also be able to talk through this particular IP address. Again, I'm just putting 10.200.00/16. Okay. Okay, I think I need to add one more route. Okay, save the rules. That's it. Let's go back to the instances. EC2C is running. Now it would have only private IP address, so let's pick that up. And what we have to do is we have to log in from VPC-B to VPC-C, EC2B to EC2C. So let me go back to the EC2B terminal. Let me clear the screen, and what I need to do, SSH to the C. Now first thing, let's check if we can ping to the C. Now we can't ping that. That's strange. Let's see what's happening there. So let's see what's happening with the C. Now if you see the security group of C, and if you see the inbound rules, we only enabled SSH from EC2B or SSH from the IP addresses. Let's change that. Let's add a rule, say all TCP traffic or all ICMP traffic for 10.200.0016, and save the rules. As soon as we do that, I'm expecting the traffic should start flowing. Okay, that's right. Now we want to SSH to this machine. Now essentially what we are doing, we are onto this machine, we are onto this machine and we are going to SSH to this. Now for doing the SSH, we need SSH PEM file for this EC2 instance. Now I'm going to get that first. So let me go back to my saved keys. I have my keys, and there is a demo key. Now you need a PEM file. Make sure you do not copy the PPK. Open it with the notepad, just copy and paste. I have copied it. Let me create one file, say key.pem file. And I also need to change this permission to 400 or 600. I'm just doing that, and let me do ssh -i key.pem and EC2C IP address, and I am into this EC2C machine. It's taking a time. Let me wait for a second. Okay. No, it goes the connection. Let me try again. Okay, I think it's trying with the root user, and that's where the connection is closed. We need to specify the user as EC2-user, and that's where I am in EC2C now. So I am here up to this right now, but this connectivity is not through a VPN connection, right? I just logged into this, and from there I logged into this. Now what essentially we want to try is ping to this EC2A machine from this machine. So let's try that. Let's again get the IP address of EC2A, which is this, and let me clear the screen. Ping to this, and this does not work. Now why? Now there is a simple answer. We have configured everything, but we haven't configured a route for this subnet. We have to tell that if the traffic from this subnet is going to here, it has to route through this EC2 instance, which we configured as a NAT. So let's do the final step. Let's go to the route table of EC2B private route table. Let's go to the routes and edit the routes, add a route, and say if the traffic is going to this, you have to actually go through the instance, which is a router, and save the routes. Okay, we did that, and if you see, the traffic has started flowing. That's interesting. Now what we wanted to do has been done. From this machine we are able to talk to this machine through this machine as a router. So that's what the exercise was. If you are able to do this, congratulations, this is amazing, and I hope you really learned how to set up the VPN connection, and you can now handle the complex architecture involving the VPN connections. So thanks for watching, and let me know if you face any problem. The document for setting up all these connections has been uploaded along with the video. You can download and refer that locally. Thanks again for watching. Please subscribe.